welcome to our talk, where we're going to use play and creativity to co-create our own space. And we're going to play with all of you. That's why we have some dice here. But first, a little introduction of who we are. I'm the game master, and my name is Gabrielle de Bourg. I'm a pop culture lecturer and pop culture expert, and I'm also a writer and event organizer for tabletop role-playing games. And the player I have with me is none other than
Linda Sandberg. I work a lot with outreach at the National Museum of Science and Technology. I work together with hundreds of scientists, students, culture institutions, organizations, 300-400 around there. Super geeky, as you are, I hope. Curious about almost everything, and totally in love with science. And together we're
Slay on Slay Club.
Thank you very much. You should come if you want to. You're all invited. Slay Beyond Slay started when I had an idea that I wanted to create a role-play club at a museum. A place where you could come, have a beer, talk, learn, and play with old and new friends. Both new beginners and experts. Open for everyone, like the kindest RPG club in the world. Almost there. But in town, I'm for sure we are the kindest and the best one. I knew what I wanted, but I couldn't do it alone. I can do a lot with games, but not so much about role-playing games as an expert. So I needed someone, and I know that I needed to call the best there is in Sweden. So I called you, Gabby.
And I'm glad you did. Because I came over and we sat down and I gave you advice on how to do it. And I really highlighted the importance of community and said that if you want to do this club, you need to create a platform where people can come and suggest what they want to play and so on. And say that the participants are really going to co-create the space with us. And I was really shocked when it turned out I was the first one, because I thought I was just going to be there to give advice.
Yeah, so you were pretty stumped, but I don't know why, because you are the best, so well, yeah. But when I said I wanted you to do it together with me.
I mean, I was more stumped than I am now, so to speak. But this really went in the spirit of co-creation that you have in tabletop role-playing games. You know, it's all about telling the story together, both the game masters and the players. And you essentially invited me to be the co-game master. And what we did with Slay Beyond Slay was to really lean into that, where we would really focus on coming up with a theme, plan some activities, and maybe panels, and invite some guests.
Yeah, and we also added things like role-playing speed dating. Have you done that? That is so good. You should all try it. And we did workshops with architects, writing workshops, drawing workshops, etc., etc. Over to you.
Yeah, but the majority of these were not things that we came up with. It would be things hosted and activities with ideas from the guests themselves. Especially almost all the games are run by people who submit what they want to run and come there. And that is why Slay Beyond Slay has been so successful, because it's taken the big lesson from RPGs, which is to tell the story and create everything together, and letting the participants be part of the creation.
Yeah, and that's also what had created this whole community. By being co-creator as a participant, you feel more engaged. It also means we never have to worry, because we know how many people will come and hold games and other activities. And in a way, that means that they are essentially responsible for creating their own fun. Sorry, not sorry. But that's what makes them more motivated as well.
So all in all, what started out as an idea is now a recurring event that's been going strong for 3 years. And the success of that has been all due to our lovely participants. I mean, we could never have done it without them. So the biggest lesson when it comes to creating spaces is how easy it can be if you really lean into co-creating it. So what do you say? Should we try it ourselves?
Yeah. Should we try it? Because you have already contributed, so now it's like we do it with you. All right, now we're gonna create the space together, all of us here, women in tech. And because we do role play in games, we're gonna use the dice, of course. So I ordered this little dice. I ordered 2, but I'm only gonna use 1. And yeah.
Yeah, and I will be the game master, and if any of you have played, you'll recognize how this works. So we're sort of going to do something similar to character creation. There's going to be a bunch of tables here based on some of the responses we got from all of you, and then the dice are going to be our gods and decide what space we're creating.
Yeah, and you're all in it.
Yeah.
So you have nothing to say now. You had before, but not now.
And we're not at all sure what's going to happen. But again, that also goes in the spirit of role-playing games, because you never know what the dice are going to say. You have to embrace the chaos and just roll with the punches, quite literally in this case.
Yeah. The way it works is I'm going to roll for different things, and Gabby will lead us on the journey to see what space we're going to co-create today. Are you ready? Yes. Okay.
All right. So let's see what space we are creating then. Perhaps it's a club to play role-playing games together, or maybe a communal closet to exchange clothes. We'll see what the dice tells us.
Yeah. You said this. What will be
Yeah, so
decided?
it's, what the dice rolls, the corresponding
I will
number is what we're doing.
Can you say something? Ooh, ooh, 2 gånger till. Ooh. And now. 3.
3.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
It's a coding and tech boot camp.
Okay.
So we're gonna make a coding and tech boot camp.
That's the first one.
It feels like an appropriate thing to do here at Women in Tech. Okay, but if we're gonna have this boot camp, we're gonna need some place to be. Where is this boot camp gonna take place? Well then, let's have a look. And it's important to say that we specifically asked, preferably for venues you have access to, and that's a good idea to always think about when trying to create spaces, is there a place you have an access to, or you know someone that does, because that's a good way to work within those limitations. So let's roll for the space and see where we're going to be.
I do 3 again. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Inside a video game.
We're going to be inside of a video game?
That's so cool.
Fortnite, Minecraft, perhaps Roblox would be good, because, then we could learn how to do these things inside of it, which sounds kind of chaotic, but also really interesting. And I'm just trying to visualize, okay, what tools would be used within a video game to sort of create these coding tools? Because, it feels like there's got to be ways to learn about it. Okay? So the next question is, who do we want to be in our space? Who do we want to invite to our coding boot camp then?
Oh, dear God, I don't know. What do you want? Okay.
We'll see.
Ooh. 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 Sorry.
Wow! Everyone!
Everyone! Woo! That's amazing.
I mean,
Sorry, I almost hit you. I'm so sorry.
No, I mean, I have a tendency, I have too much of a history of having thrown dice at other people, so had I been hit with the dice, I think that would have been the most.
Sorry.
Okay,
Gabby.
so what we're going to do is we're going to create a coding boot camp inside of a video game for everyone. And I mean, doing it inside of a video game is a very good idea, because especially if we want young people, for example, if you want to learn to code early. Plus, it's a good way to learn to do something fun meanwhile. But I don't know shit about coding.
No.
So we need activities to do, and, we got to find out ways to do it. So then we got to get people to come and contribute. And here are just some of the things you wrote.
Yeah,
we're
we
not
have
going to roll for
hundreds and
this.
hundreds of
Because
things
we
that
had-
you all can contribute
We had
with.
so many lovely suggestions. For example, we had guide women in technical job search. That'd be really good, you know, for the people who come and learn to code. We also have
Badminton.
workshop spark creativity.
Really
We can
cool.
make a lot
I'm
of
on.
use of that. But you know, we can also do like, who doesn't want to learn some cool moves?
Cool move. That was not a cool move, was it?
Or-
This is my cool move.
As you can see, this is just a small sample of the many, 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 many things people said, oh, I could come and do this. And that's one of the important things about building your own space, is to open up and see that space as a place to foster activities. A common worry is, oh, how are you going to do these things? No. Often it's about building a platform where the people who want to both be there, there's going to be a lot of people who already knows how to do it, and they would be happy to be there to help. So here are some of the sort of important lessons for how to create spaces. The first part is measure success in fun. And of course, you know, we're role players, so we do that. But I always say that is, you always have to think, if the participants were happy, or I'm a game master, if the players were happy, you did well. There's often sort of an anxiety of, oh, maybe it wasn't perfect. But you're the only one that knows what perfect is. If every participant got to play, got to do what they want to do, then you've succeeded. Don't worry about the rest. And of course, use community to your advantage. If there's something you want to do, instead of having to overplan of how do I make this happen, saying, we're going to do a kind of event, is there anybody that would want to come and do something within this theme? There's probably going to be lots of people saying, yes, I would love to. Or sometimes build activities around people. And then also treating everyone as a participant. Sometimes there can sort of be a hierarchy where somebody who's the organizer sees it a bit different from the participant, but thinking about participants as co-creators and you as an organizer, as a participant, it's a good way to sort of feel better about how everything works, because you know you're flattening the hierarchy a bit. And try and make everything as unconditional as possible. Again, anxiety are all built around not meeting expectations. But most of the time, those expectations are only from you. And the more people are involved, the better they'll be able to reach them, because they have their own, and they'll work to reach those. And of course, last but not least, be open-minded. I mean, just think about women in tech when we came. Yeah, we want to do a Menti presentation where people come up with answers, and then we're going to roll dice. That was a bit of a hard pitch, but you know, we managed to work it out.
We're going to do it with 3,000 people, 50 minutes keynote. Yeah. Let's do it. Why not? So, do you want the space to be reality?
Or boot camp.
Or something?
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. Bling. Then we will meet you at the bar 4 during lunch to get started. And that's all. Slay.
Slay, all of you.